Oh, sorry, you need to go show.
Oh.
No, you can start.
I'm Gayla Thompson. I'm a UX researcher based in New York City, and I currently work for Purina. I'm a CareerFoundry graduate, and I took the UX design program.
What does your typical day as a UX designer in New York look like?
The first thing I do is get up and look at my calendar. Everything goes on the calendar. See what meetings I have, and then what time I'm going to have to work around those meetings. Yeah, I usually dive in, and a lot of collaboration. I talk with other designers, with UX researchers, in daily stand-ups with the dev team, work with marketing, branding. So there's a lot of collaboration throughout the day on top of the actual work.
And how do you find work-life balance in New York?
Is that a thing? Everybody in New York works all the time. You just don't sleep much if you want to play.
We love the honesty. We're all about honesty. Have you got any tips for aspiring UX designers living in the city that never sleeps?
Start networking now. You need to network. You need to get out, socialize, connect. Yeah.
And why is networking so important for UX design?
Whatever industry you're in New York City, it becomes much smaller once you start to know the people. So if you get in with UX people, then you're going to know when job opportunities come up, maybe that aren't posted, or you might be top of mind when there's an opportunity when if they didn't know you, they wouldn't be thinking of you. So it's really important to network.
Awesome, great answer. And what are 3 pieces of advice for breaking into UX design in New York?
Besides networking, it'd be number 1. Besides that, I would say really start working on your UI skills. The research and all of that is important, but you won't make it past recruiters if your UI isn't good. So I'd really focus on that. And third, I would dive in and learn something really well, whether it's a product like Figma or it's a certain aspect of UX design. Become a specialist in something that you're really good at. Even if you're new, you can learn and grow and really focus on one area to be the best in that area.
Great answer. And which is the best baseball team in New York?
Can we talk about Philly football instead?
So how did you first find out about UX design?
Yeah, I came across it randomly. I was searching for something and it came up and I was like, what is this? I'd never heard of it. And I started doing a lot of research and I thought, this is really interesting. And I was looking for a career change. And so I just started diving in and doing a lot of research. And that's how I came across CareerFoundry, actually, is through that. But it was totally random. Didn't know anybody in the industry. And I was like, this is for me. This sounds like something I would enjoy.
Awesome. And why did you think that UX design was a good fit for you?
I feel like I had a lot of transferable skills. I was coming from education, which lends itself to definitely the research side. New York airplanes. I was looking into it and I had a lot of transferable skills from education, working with people, working in research, collaboration, presentation skills. So I felt like I had a lot of that. What I didn't have was any design background. No graphic design, I can't draw, but I felt like I was missing a creative outlet and I thought, I think I can learn this. I think I can do this. And so I just jumped in and went for it.
Awesome. What were you doing for work before becoming a UX researcher?
So I was a principal coach. I traveled to high schools all around New York City, coaching principals and assistant principals and doing a lot of all staff teacher trainings. That's what I was doing for many years before I switched over to UX.
So what did you study? Did you study a degree right back in the day?
So originally I have a bachelor's degree in finance. And I did some work with that, and then I went back to school and got my master's in education administration. And then many years later, UX design.
What was your Eureka moment? What made you realize you wanted to become a UX designer?
I think when I started learning design software, after I got past that first learning curve, which is really frustrating and intense for somebody and intimidating for somebody who doesn't have a design background. Once I started seeing that I could use that and make things look better or make things interesting, I was like, this is it. This is for me. It's something that I really enjoy, and it's the creative outlet I had been looking for.
Great answer. And what are 3 pieces of advice you'd give someone who wanted to become a UX designer?
I would say find a good program like CareerFoundry. I think having the tutors and the mentors and then the career specialists, that really helped me in a lot of ways. It also is like an emotional support that you need sometimes. So I think finding the right program is really important. I think just go for it. Everybody's afraid. I was terrified. I was going from top of where I could be in my career to entry level, not knowing anything, basically. And I think you just got to get past that fear factor and just go for it. Third, I would say reach out to people and let them know what you're doing. Don't be afraid to say, hey, this is what I'm doing now, whether you're just starting or you just graduated. Don't be shy, tell everybody, and then you start to think of yourself as a UX designer.
That's great advice. Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
So how did you find out about CareerFoundry?
I found out through a Google search. I was trying to learn about UX design, and through my research, I came across CareerFoundry. And I did compare a lot of different schools, but CareerFoundry seemed to have everything I was looking for. And so, yeah, it was through a Google search.
Awesome. And what really stuck out for you about CareerFoundry compared to the other schools?
Well, I liked that it was all online. I wanted that flexibility, but it really went back to the mentorship. That was super important for me. I was very nervous about changing careers and not coming from the design background that a lot of people think you have to have, which I was one of those people. I was super scared, and so the mentorship really stood out to me, from the tutors to the design mentors, and then having that help afterwards throughout your career search. Those really stood out for me.
Awesome. And if you could sum up your overall experience with CareerFoundry in one word, what would it be and why?
Amazing. Amazing. It's just amazing. I loved every second of it. So much support, so much fun. I came out knowing what I needed to know to get that entry-level position, which is really important. No regrets. It's one of the best decisions I ever made. Yeah.
That's it. We're done.
That's it,
We're
we're
done. We're done.
Keep taking it.
Right, let's go. Let's go home. What did your typical day as a UX student with CareerFoundry look like?
Well, I was very disciplined in setting a schedule. I really went out of my way to make sure that whatever time I set aside, I really would dive in and learn and do the work. And then outside of that, I would set aside time for practice, because I was learning a lot of new programs, new concepts. And so I didn't feel comfortable unless I was practicing every day. So it was really just about structuring my day to set aside time for learning and studying, but then also for practicing.
And whilst you were studying, were there certain rewards that you would give yourself if you achieved a certain exercise or achievement?
I think it was more intrinsic. I would feel very proud. Of course, I would just get really excited when I would get feedback from a tutor or my mentor, and it was positive. Or even if it wasn't where my work should be, to go back and know exactly what to work on and then get that positive reinforcement, that was really what motivated me.
Awesome. Did you study whilst working?
Yes. I was working and studying at the same time. I was actually doing some online teaching and some consulting, but it was remote work. So I did have a lot of flexibility in my schedule, but I was probably putting in 12-hour days. You know, I was very dedicated to making this work and finishing early. I didn't want to finish on time. I wanted to finish early.
What did you find most challenging about this?
Sometimes sometimes, and it's the same with remote work, sometimes it's hard to step away once you get into it and say, I need to take time out for myself. I need to go to yoga. I need to have dinner with friends, whatever it is you like to do. And I do find that once I get into the work, it's hard to step away. So that was in school, and it's also something now that I struggle with.
How did you find the flexible learning approach?
Yeah, I really liked it, being able to study what I wanted to, having very different modalities that I could work with. I'm an auditory learner, so reading a lot of text is sometimes not easy, but there are video clips and a lot of different things for accessibility that I felt really helped me. And then being able to set my own schedule and not have to be in class at a certain time was very beneficial, especially when I was working.
How did you get on with your mentor and tutor at CareerFoundry?
Oh, it was very helpful, very positive, a lot of great feedback, very, very quick to respond. I never really was wondering, are they going to get back to me by the next day? If not, within a couple of hours, I was hearing back from them. And I did emails with them, but I also really took advantage of the video calls. So I was always trying to, I wanted to see something on my schedule for that week with somebody. And so I was always taking advantage of when I could meet with the mentor or my tutor on video.
And what piece of advice from your mentor or tutor has helped you the most in your current job?
I think that it's helped me get my job and get to a place that I really love, and that is work on your portfolio. Keep going back to it, update it, iterate, get feedback, add to it, go in with fresh eyes. I can't tell you how many times I went back to my portfolio. Even with my most recent position, I added a new case study, and that's what got me hired. So portfolios are important.
Awesome. And how impactful was having this dual mentorship model to your learning experience?
Oh, it was essential to my learning experience. I learned so much, not just about design, but how to navigate working with designers and developers and that communication piece, and that there's a lot of other things that you need to do, such as you're presenting a lot of the time. What does that look like? How do you do that? So a lot of really great, just common knowledge, advice that I wouldn't have known if I hadn't had them.
What was a highlight from your learning experience with CareerFoundry?
I think meeting all of the wonderful people. I had such a positive experience, so much support from CareerFoundry employees to alumni to other, fellow students. Yeah, I think that was definitely the highlight is everybody I got to meet.
Awesome. And how did you feel when you finished your curriculum and handed in that final assignment?
Terrified. I felt amazing. I was very excited, but then all of a sudden fear set in, like now I have to make this happen.
And how did you celebrate finishing the program?
Oh, well, we went out and celebrated. Champagne, the whole nine.
Nice. What would you do differently looking back at your career change process?
I would have started focusing more on one particular area of UX. I was sort of all over the place, but I think a lot of us are. We're not sure. I'm UX, I'm UI, I'm a researcher, but you're really not all of those things, not unless you've been doing it a long time. And I just was sort of bouncing back and forth. And I think if I had focused on one particular area, I would have felt more confident and found success quicker.
Awesome. What are 3 pieces of advice for future students looking to career change into tech?
Do it. First of all, you've got to just go for it. You can think about it and talk to a lot of people about it, but you just got to go for it and do it. And once you make that commitment, focus on connecting with other people. Really start networking early. That's so important. And network in your local area, but network remotely with people all across the country. And third, when it comes to UX, a lot of times we look at research and things like that, but I think if you really focus on your visual design skills, is what will get you noticed by recruiters.
How did you find the job search aspect of the career change?
That was challenging. Coming from a career where I felt very successful to a completely new industry and feeling insecure and unsure. It was scary. And then I got a lot of rejections, a lot, as I think a lot of us do. And so I wasn't accustomed to that because before it would have been very easy to get a job in my other line of work. It was challenging, yeah.
And how did your mentor and tutor support you during the job search?
Yeah, they were very supportive. A lot of great advice, pushing me out of my comfort zone, helping me build my confidence, but also giving me things to do where I could learn and grow, and that would just happen naturally. So they were very, very helpful and supportive.
Awesome. Did you have any stresses or anxieties relating to the job search?
No, none at all. Just couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, no. Yeah, it was very stressful. It was anxiety inducing, and every day checking my email, did I get something? And yeah, I got another rejection email. It was very stressful and scary because I really wanted to break into this new position or this new industry. You start to doubt yourself and wonder, maybe I'm not good enough. All of those things start creeping in. So yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, we get that. And what 3 tips would you give to somebody applying for a UX design role?
Go back to your portfolio. Have people look at it that know what they're doing. It's great to get advice from other students, but they don't know any more than you do. They don't have the eye that somebody in the field that's been doing it a long time has. So really work on your portfolio, get great advice and feedback, and be open to that feedback from a mentor or a senior designer, and network. I keep saying that, but you have to network. You have to let people know who you are, what you're doing, that you're looking for a job, that you're open.
And how did you feel when the first job offer came through?
Oh, I was so excited. It was not much money. It was a contract position, and it was quite challenging, but I was just so happy and so excited. Yeah.
Fantastic. And what was the first thing you did once you got the offer?
I think I did the little happy dance and ran to tell my husband. Yeah, told everybody. I think I called everyone in my family.
Awesome. What would you say to someone who is still hesitant about getting into tech?
Tech is the future. Everything is tech, and if it's not, it will be. It is unlimited, infinite job opportunities moving forward in so many different roles, so many different places that you can maneuver the tech industry. If there's any interest at all, I say dive into it, go for it.
Awesome. And what has been the most rewarding part of your career change so far?
I really enjoy being able to work with people who know so much, who are really good at what they do. And one thing about UX design is people are nice. They're competitive, of course, but they're nice. They want to collaborate. They want to help you. They want you to help them. And so I've just met so many wonderful people.
And how has this experience changed your life overall?
I'm so happy with what I do. I love my job. I love the people I work with. A lot of the stress that I had in my past career is just, it's not there, it's non-existent. I have a lot of flexibility in my day-to-day activities with my work. Yeah, everything is great, everything is good.
Fantastic. And what's the best part about working in your job at Nestle?
Oh, well, there's a few things. It's hard to say one part. The people are amazing. I get to work on pet products. I love animals. And I work on Petivity, which is an IoT product, an Internet of Things product, where you have physical devices that are connected to digital apps. And so that is really fun and interesting, and I think I love that the most.
Awesome. And what does a UX researcher do compared to a UX designer?
Yeah, so we do a lot of collaboration with the product owner or product manager to see managers, there's a lot of them, to see what the needs are. We're constantly in communication with branding and marketing as well. And then we do all of the research side, whether it's competitive analysis to user interviews, usability testing, and then we write up all the results and create presentations and we present all of that. We also work hand in hand with UX designers and UI designers when we need creative assets for testing. And so I get to work with all the different people, the different departments, but we focus more on what the consumers are telling us, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what problems they may be having or experiencing. And then we take that back to the team.
And when you wake up in the morning and you're thinking about working as a UX researcher, what's the number one thing you wake up and you look forward to in your job?
I think the team, meeting with the team. I love the work. I get excited about the work every day. I wake up happy and excited for work every day.
Awesome. And in your job as a UX researcher at Nestle, do you have to collaborate a lot with other teams and departments?
Yes. I collaborate with from design to dev to marketing to branding, different product owners, constant collaboration. I'm in a lot of different stand-ups for all these different teams. So that's a big part of what we do. Yeah.
Awesome. AI is a really big topic at the moment. How do you think AI is going to influence the UX design industry?
Oh, it already has. It already has started. The product that I work on, AI is a big part of that. Smart technology is really the way things are moving. It makes it fun, it makes it interesting, makes it a lot of challenging and a lot of unknowns, which is why you need UX research to test out all of those things. AI, I think, is the future for UX. Yeah.
Is it still the right time to become a UX designer, given the impacts of AI?
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like it's actually creating more jobs because there's so much more to do, and everybody now wants to have an app or a physical product that has the AI technology, and with that, the industry is exploding right now. So a lot of job opportunities.
And then looking forward a little bit, what would you like to accomplish in the next 5 years?
Oh, in the next 5 years. I think I wouldn't mind leading a UX research team. Right now, I'm very happy being a UX researcher, but maybe in the next 5 years, moving up into a more senior role, I think I would enjoy that.
And if you had to sum up your new career in one word, what would it be?
Awesome.